Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our session for this evening. So, we will now discuss about the topic that we are going to discuss this evening. And this evening, our lesson is this is another s- s- theory from Lev Vygotsky, which is the scaffolding learning theory. So, what is this? So, this one is yan, yung ating ano, wait po since di pa ata check natin yung check natin yung ating mga estudyante kung nanonood na. Sige, comment your name and your yan. Okay. Sige, sige. So, yung Vygotsky theory of scaffolding theory is wait ha. So, ano po ba yung Vygotsky? Si Lee Vygotsky. Ang pag-pronounce is Lee Vygotsky or Lev. The Vygotsky theory of cognitive development states that students will learn more when they receive guidance from someone with more skills in the subject they are learning than they would if they were tackling the subject on their own. So that's why po, most of the time, saan ba natututo yung mga bata? Natututo sila most of the time in school because in school, they learn it through because teacher is giving the guidance from is giving the guidance and ano pa he or she is the only uh, person with skills in teaching because the teacher undergo what training for how many years they undergo training for 4 years in the college and another year in what in the different trainings attended. So aside from that is also kay the child learn also through the help of the parents because parents also guiding the learners and their eldest brothers and sisters. So, kasi sabi ko nga dati, palagi kong ini-emphasize that learning takes place not only in the four corners of the classroom, but also in the what? Outside. So, natututo din sila sa labas, hindi lang sa four corners in the classroom. So, aside from it is mm, what is a scaffolding theory? Scaffolding is a process in which teachers model or demonstrate how to solve a problem. So, in the new approaches used in teaching nowadays, we are modeling. We are using the model approach wherein meron tayong I model, wherein it is very important that a teacher may, for example, in Betled. Okay, so anong ginagawa sa Betled? Commonly, kapag may lesson yung sa Betled, ang ginagawa is minomodel muna ng teacher ang isang topic. Sa Bikait naman, before magkaroon ng discussion on the dance steps, si teacher muna ay minomodel. Sa Sockstad naman, in locating places, in locating in maps and globes, anong ginagawa ni teacher? Pinapakita niya muna kung paano to locate by using the longitude and the latitude. Okay, sa Filipino naman, minomodel din ng teacher on how to write a paragraph by introducing the different parts of a paragraph. So, ganun po. So, aside from it, and then step back, offering support as needed. The theory is that when students are given the support they need while learning something new, they stand a better chance of using that knowledge independently. So, commonly, the most important is we are able to transfer learning. That learning that we transferred to our learners, that is they are now using the knowledge independently. Ginagamit na nila ang kanilang natutunan. So, kaya very important na namomodel ng teacher ang isang knowledge or ang isang learning. Okay? So, it's very important na uh, we will support the child. It's very important that we are supporting them. We are facilitating learning by giving our best to facilitate learning. So, hindi porket mga estudyante ay hindi porket mga secondary students ang handled natin ay pababayaan na natin sila. No. So, even po mga secondary students po sila, still they really need our assistance. So what are the main points of Vygotsky theory? So lumalabas po ito sa board exam. Usually ang ating mga tinuturo na mga psychologists, mga theories are very important personages that that play a vital role in learning theories. So ano naman kay Vygotsky? So kay Vygotsky naman, this is the Vygotsky cognitive development theory argues that cognitive abilities are socially guided and constructed. So these are very important na um, 'di ba? Yung ano ng mga bata natututo sila through the guidance, through the support of a teacher. So as such, culture serve as a mediator for the formation and the development of the specific abilities such as learning. Yan. Ano yung pinaka-main goal natin? The main goal of a teacher to its pupil or their student, to his or her students is to learn. Yun naman talaga ang end. Yun naman talaga ang pinaka-purpose while we are teaching them. Diba? That is the main purpose why we are teaching them. For learning and for memory also. Para maisip nila, para mabalikan nila at magamit nila ang kanilang natutunan sa ng ating mga estudyante. Okay. So, as such, culture serve as a mediator for the formation of attention. So, very important also, and problem solving. Dapat we are able to teach them on how to solve problems. So, kahit po sa ngayon, sa sistema po ngayon ng new normal of teaching, in the new normal of teaching, my dear students, is dapat we will teach them to become a critical thinker. We will teach them to become a problem solver or a decision maker in it, on how they will on how they will give a solution to the problem that they encountered. Yun ang pinaka-importante din. Okay, because these are the millennial skills that we need to develop among our learners. Ito yung pinaka-importanting din ma-develop natin sa kanila nowadays. How is Vygotsky theory used in the classroom? Papaano ba ito? How we use this learning theory? A contemporary educational application of Vygotsky theory is reciprocal teaching, used to improve students' ability to learn from text. So that's why po it is very important also that we are showing materials wherein they can read, wherein they can understand through the text. Okay, so kung makikita natin, mayroon na ngayon ng mga LCD projector, may mga technology na being used in teaching para po para may mabasa na rin silang mga text. In this method, teachers and students collaborate in learning and practicing the four skills. First is summarizing. They know how to summarize. They know how to 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 write the key concepts, to remember the key concepts through summarizing, questioning. Dapat as a teacher, we are able to encourage them. We are able to encourage them to ask questions. So, my dear students, mas nakakasaya, mas masaya if your learners are asking questions. Why? Because they are curious. They are curious to know more things. They are curious to know things that surrounds them. Okay? Next is clarifying. Dapat kung may mga wrong concepts, may mga maling concepts po ang nangyayari sa bata, they are able to clarify things also by asking questions to a teacher. And another one is through predicting. Okay. So, did Vygotsky invent scaffolding? Vygotsky definition of the CPD, ano yung CPD? The meaning of that is zone proximal development. So, pinag-aaralan po ang zone for proximal development was developed by Soviet psychologist and social constructivist Lev Vygotsky. The spelling is Lev, but we will pronounce it as Lev Vygotsky. Scaffolding or supportive activities provided by the educator or more competent peer to support the student as he or she is led through the ZPD or the zone of proximal development. So what are the three types of scaffolds? Ano ba yung three types? The three basic types of scaffolding is the supported scaffolds, which consists of one or more platforms supported by rigid, load-bearing members such as poles, legs, frames, outriggers, etc. So, yan ang supported scaffolds. So, in relation to teaching, sino ba sila? In relation to teaching, the supported scaffolding are the teachers, are the parents, and other stakeholders, the internal and the external stakeholders. Ano po ba yung second kind of scaffolding? The second type is suspend scaffolds. Ano po ba ang suspend scaffolding? Yung suspend scaffolds, which are one or more platforms suspended by ropes or other non-rigid overhead support. So, ito yung mga, ano din, supported by other things. Then, what are the stages of Vygotsky theory? As this occurs, the individual is shaped by culture. So, ito yung sinusuporta ng culture. Vygotsky created the three stages of speech and language development. So, 'di ba, natututo ang isang bata sa pagsasalita through external. Anong ibig sabihin? 'Di ba sa paligid na may nakapaligid sa kanya, maraming mga nagsasabi, maraming nagsasalita, so the child can imitate or the child learn from the external. Who are this? Who are the external? These are the people that surrounds the child. Okay. Number one is the family. The other one is sometimes naman they learn a new word, they learn a new things in the school or outside. Yan. Next is the egocentric and inner speech. The external speech begin at birth to age 3 when babies learn through interactions from their caregivers. So, sa ngayon, anong napapansin natin? Commonly, Sa edad nila is natututo na silang makipag-interact, especially yung 2 years old. May mga 1 year old na nga ngayon naman, napakabilis, napakabilis. May 2 years old na rin ngayon na napakabilis din. Then yung 3 years old, lalo na yung 3 years old, kasi nagsisimula na po dyan ang stages na mayroon na silang interaction with the caregivers. What are the benefits of scaffolding? Ano po ba ang halaga nito? Why it is very important? One is, scaffolding allows students to build confidence. Yan. Diba? Napaka-importante is they are confident to face the crowd, they are confident to face their classmates, their outside world, di ba? So, yan po. So, napaka-importante din yan na that help them tackle more difficult task. Okay. So, ngayong walang masyadong interaction, so talagang mahirap ma-develop ang ganitong pagkakataon kasi mahirap ma-develop ngayon kasi walang masyadong interaction, walang face-to-face classes. So talagang hindi yan matutulungan na magkaroon ng interaction, 'di ba? So what we are going to do now is we are reaching them. We are reaching through the group chat, we are reaching them through ano din. So the most important is we give them motivation. Okay. Sabi ko nga kanong mga nakarang araw, motivation is the driving force to learn, the driving force to study. Then we will stay or we will sustain the momentum among our learners. Anong ibig sabihin yan? The energy level. Okay? Dapat we are able to give them energy. We are able them to give excitement. No? Sabi kung mayroong face-to-face, ano naman kaya ang ililesson ni teacher bukas? Ano naman kaya ang ililesson ni sir bukas? Ganon. Scaffolding can help motivate students to succeed. As students become more proficient, they desire to learn more and more about the subject. Okay. Let me emphasize this one. Kapag ang bata ay natututo sa isang teacher, they desire to learn more. Anong ibig kong sabihin? They usually ask questions. They usually, ano din, and they usually do something to know more. 'Di ba? So, marami din ako mga naging estudyante, especially ako, I can relate also in high school since I have also an experience in the high school level na I also experienced to teach high school students. So yan, they desire also to learn more because they are excited, they are motivated of the lessons given. So ang challenge sa atin is how the challenge to us is how we will give them an interactive lessons, no? Yun, ang Sockstad usually kinatatakutan ay kinaayawan niya ng mga estudyante kasi ano daw puro term puro memory, puro ano din. Pero if you are a very good teacher and you know how to teach that, mas lalong interesado ang bata even if it's a soc even it's a social studies. Ako dati ganun din. I taught values education in the secondary level. The challenge is how are you going to teach values to high school students na masaya, that they are excited to learn with you. Diba? That's the challenge. Why is Vygotsky theory called? Sociocultural theory grew from the work of the seminal psychologists who believe that parents, yan, most important are the parents. Why? Sabi ko nga nung mga nakarang araw, most of the time, the parents are the one na with with the pupils or with the students. They are with their family. Caregivers also. Kung may mga yayo, no? Peers and the culture of large were responsible for developing higher order functions. So, Diyan mismo sa higher order functions, mahirap, mahirap ngayong may pandemic kasi we cannot truly measure the higher order thinking skills of the child. Pero kung nasa face-to-face ito, through throwing questions, you can truly measure higher order thinking skills. No? So, according to Vygotsky, learning has its basis in interacting with other people. Yan, very important also na they are able to interact with their peers, they are able to interact with their classmates. Yun ang pinakamahirap sa ngayong pandemic. Pero sa face-to-face, they are able to interact through group activities. Pero let me emphasize this, na kapag bumalik na ang face-to-face, it is a must to conduct, it is a must to give collaborative work or what we call group activity. Through this, they are able to interact with their classmates, no? Through their brainstorming, through their suggestions, no? Okay. So what is an example of Vygotsky theory? A simple and concrete example of this is when we help children learn to ride a bicycle, first with training wheels, then as we hold the bicycle steady for them, with some verbal coaching as well, and finally without any help as children ride independently. So, napansin nyo yung scaffolding sa mga bahay, yung sa roof, for example, dito yung ilalagay yung isa, then dudugtungan naman ng isang scaffold, dudugtungan naman ng isang scaffold. Anong ibig sabihin yan? It is step by step. No? So for example, another example is toilet training. Hindi agad-agad matututo yung bata sa pagpupo, palagi siyang magpupupo kung saan-saan, kung hindi natin tuturuan. So first, start to introduce the comfort room. Then later on, tuturuan din natin, we will show, we will model on how to use the toilet. No? Ganon. So yan po ang Vygotsky theory. No? So you are showing step by step in order for them to learn and to imitate. Okay. So, yan ang pinaka-concrete example of Vygotsky. What is Vygotsky theory of creativity? Vygotsky believed that creativity arises from any human activity that produces something new. Creative acts could produce anything from physical objects to a music score to a new mental construct. So with that, with the things that you have taught them, with the things that you teach them, they learn something new. You we are filling out their vacant mind, their empty mind. Yan ang theory ano din. Then also, lumalabas ang pagkamalikhain ng bata if we are giving them an activity to think, to imagine, no? Kaya dapat. Pero, let me emphasize this, my dear students, na it's a big no-no to teach imagination. Pero sometimes, it is also very important to let them to imagine. Okay? Creativity is therefore present when major artistic, scientific, and technical discoveries are made. Yan. So how does Vygotsky theory help parents? Kanina, the question is how Vygotsky theory help the learners. But by this time is how does Vygotsky theory help parents? Vygotsky proposed that within the zone of the proximal development, interactions with others lead to internalization of cognitive processes first achieved in the social context. In this way, parent-child interaction plays an important role in the development of early language and literacy skills. Ito yung palaging challenge. Ito yung palaging challenge ng mga magulang na busy. They are busy parent na kulang ang oras nila makipag-interact sa kanilang anak. So what they are doing is they are giving their time during their free time or free time para makasama yung anak nila. Bakit? If kaya may mga bata din na mahirap maka-express because they are lumaki sila sa hindi naman nila magulang. Lumaki sila sa yaya, lumaki sila sa ibang tao na nakapaligid sa kanya. Okay? So what is Lev Vygotsky's zone of proximal development? A while ago, we introduced what is CPD, but by this time, ito yung pinaka-concept. This is the zone of the proximal development is defined as the space between what a learner can do without assistance and what a learner can do with adult guidance or in collaboration with more capable peers. So very self-explanatory, but then I'm going to explain it na ang CPD is we will let again. Ano yung gagawin natin sa CPD? We are eliciting prior knowledge. We will let them to elicit prior knowledge or their prior idea. No? Then later on, we will now correct. Kung ang prior knowledge nila correct, we will sustain. We will appreciate it. We will recognize their concepts. Pero if their concept is wrong, we will not say, ay mali yung sinabi mo. But we will recognize it through other way of recognizing it. Okay? So, ang zone of proximal development, yung prior knowledge nila will tend to the new knowledge. Okay? We will let first the students to do something without the assistance of the teacher. Then later on, we will now assist them. So why use instructional scaffolding? Bakit kailangan natin gumamit nito? When you incorporate scaffolding in the classroom, you become more of a mentor and a facilitator of knowledge rather than the dominant content experts. This teaching style provides the incentive for students to take a more active role in their own learning. Ang ganda, no? Na dito is we will truly prove here na we are facilitating learning. Kaya that's why we are called as facilitator. Okay? So, yan ang pinaka-importante. So, yan po nagtatapos ang ating scaffolding. Lev Vygotsky. Okay po. So, that's why yan ang ating ng ating concept about Lev Vygotsky. Yan. So, if you may questions pa po ba? Do you have any questions? I am going to repeat this announcement na yung may mga nalaman ako ngayon na hindi daw napayagang magpapasok dahil hindi naman sila naka-schedule today. Kaya gagawa namin, makikiusap ako sa admin bukas on how we will arrange this schedule para hindi rin kayo mahirapan. Okay? So baka pwedeng maipon mo na yung mga activities and output. But kasi by this time, I am checking it. Ito pa yung ito pa yung chinichikan ko. Pero nakakaya ko naman. Since nakasauli na rin ako sa bikaid ng dalawang output. No? Nakasauli na rin ako ng ano. So, sino pa yung may concerns? Pwede kayong magtanong dyan sa baba. Sige daw. I am going to give you time to ask questions if you have questions. Sino pa may mga concerns? Sige. Through comment section, pwede kong ano dyan. So wala na po ba kayong queries? Wala na po ba kayong questions? Wala na? Anyone? Pwede niyong i-comment ang inyong questions. Okay, so kung wala na, thank you very much everyone. Ay, eto. Good evening, sir. Ako po, may di ako ng pasang isang quiz. Kailan po pwedeng ipasa ulit? Yan. Regarding the question of Miss Marla Copino, wait po natin sa GC kung kailan natin pwedeng ipasa para po isahan na lang pagpunta ninyo. Okay po, Miss Marla. And the rest of the class, yan. In the rest of the class, just wait for the schedule para isahan na lang ang pagpunta nyo sa school. Okay. Sino pa? Okay. So thank you very much everyone. Dinner time na po. Thank you.